Welcome to Hardheaded Podcast. It's time to join the conversation. Episode 121 for Hardheaded Podcast. I'm your host, Chet Sears. Got Matt Amos to my right and Troy Trussell to my left. Got a great episode for you today. We're going to hear what's on Troy's mind. Matt's going to give us a good word, and we're going to cover the top 3 things you would tell your younger self. Top 3 things you tell your younger self. Before we get into that, though, I was at a store the other day. I was buying some food. I was on the road with work. And so I stopped in at a restaurant. It's one of these where you order it, give them your name, you order it, and you step down. I'm not going to talk about tipping, by the way, because if this hits YouTube, people get upset when you discuss tipping for some reason.
Right. We'll talk about that.
But this dude behind the counter, it was a barbecue joint. The dude behind the counter goes,
Would you like,
I need
any sauce on that?
I need a name for that order. And I said, Chet. And he said, oh, what? And I said, Chet. And he said, can you spell that for me?
C-H-E-C-K.
And I said, C-H-E-T. And he goes, how do you say that? And I was like,
I just told you.
I just said it twice. And he's like, huh? And then I said, it's like bet, but with a C-H. Oh, man, that's a different name. Like, what kind of universe am I in right here? This dude is so high right now.
He's obviously never seen Weird Science.
But I mean, I say it twice.
Or Christmas Vacation.
I say it twice. I say it twice, and then he turns around and
No, not Christmas Vacation.
No, not, yeah.
Great Outdoors.
Yeah. Uncle Chet.
Uncle Chet.
You guys. Anyway,
Oh, man.
I'm going to officially change my middle name while we're at it.
To what?
GPT. They have the Chat GPT AI.
Chat GPT.
I'm going to be Chet GPT.
Chet GPT Sears.
What do you think about that?
You do whatever you want.
Dude, I think it's awesome.
You can be whoever you want today. I mean,
That's going to be awesome. I signed up for the new app, Be Real. You guys know what that is?
No.
Oh, it's pretty cool. Anyway.
So is that social media thing, Be Real?
Yeah.
Where it like tells you to take a picture where you're at right now?
Yep. And it's front and back of the camera, so you can't lie. It's like, oh, I got to take it.
Man, dude, you're hip, bro.
Anyway, well, I keep
Look at this hip boomer.
Anyway,
That's for all those boomer comments. Boom. Do you have the app Be Real? No, you don't.
Anyway, that's my username on there is Chet GPT.
Oh, that's good. That's good stuff.
Anyway, okay. I'm sorry, Troy. What's on your mind?
Oh, no. Man, I just wanted to bring to light some of these comments that we've been getting on YouTube because there's a lot of people out there that are extremely opinionated. And I just get it. I don't know how to put it. The level of confidence people have
In their opinion
and behind the security of a keyboard and an app. Like people just say whatever's on their mind.
Let them. It's crazy.
No, I know. I don't care.
But yeah,
like when you're not coming after my kids, like I don't give a rat's what you say about me for the most part. Like
I think it's funny that a lot of people think they're having an epiphany, and I'm about to get them with this.
Oh yeah, that's always what.
Do you have any examples?
Oh yeah. So the biggest short that we've gotten the most comments on is the one that I titled "Do you tip at the register?"
Yeah.
And
which you titled it that,
correct.
But we don't talk about at the register in the clip.
In the clip, we don't.
Right. So
but if you listen to the full podcast, we do.
Yeah, but I mean, people that are watching the short only hear us talking about tipping.
Right.
But you keyed them up with at the register in the title of the short, which nobody reads the title.
Nobody reads that anyway.
So the people that are commenting think that we don't believe that you should tip well at all.
Yeah.
And so they're like, we hate you guys?
Because they don't listen to the whole podcast, which is fine.
Yeah.
But the funniest comment, and then our replies, and this is the one where they commented back. So it says, "What in the absolute F did I just watch?" That comment alone had me rolling on the floor. Yeah. And then Admiral's Pennant, which, newsflash,
that's me, boys and girls.
is Matt Amos, says, "The greatest segment in podcast history. Subscribe for even more." And then I think it's to mirror you. I think I said, "You are correct, sir." And then was that you that said insert crying, laughing emoji?
I think so.
Chet? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the same guy, Clayton Burt, calling you out, man, that said, "What in the absolute did I just watch?" He responded back and said, "Ignore my second comment. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize."
That may be a comment section first anywhere ever.
I know. He like tagged us so we would all see it.
Yeah.
At Hardheaded Pod. Ignore my second comment. I should have.
What was the second comment?
Had said that. I apologize. But here's the thing. I never saw the second comment. So did he delete it?
I don't know.
Faster than we could see it? Or is he saying that this first comment was his second comment?
I think he commented and then commented again.
Okay.
And then we commented on his second comment.
Okay. Let's see here.
But I don't know.
But man, that's the one that had me.
I'll tell you, the one that had me is the guy that's, I told him that we were arguing about something, and I told him I was going to go eat crayons because I was a Marine. And he's like, "Yeah, sure you were." And I was like, "Okay." All right, bud.
They make me laugh. Like the one of the shorts I was talking about, Special Forces selection. He's like, "Oh, clearly that guy didn't get selected." I'm like, "Yeah, you're smart. You're really good."
Clearly, I'm
Ouch.
a civilian.
Yeah, that hurt really bad.
Yeah, the other one was, and we've been called boomers more than once on here. Same,
Not me though. Not me.
Same short. It said, "This is top tier boomer." But you did most of the talking in that one.
Yeah.
So I think he's referring to you. And then Matt responds, "A boomer is what I stepped on and lost my legs. I'm offended. I don't use emojis, so insert crying face."
And I don't use emojis. I don't like them.
But I love the people that engage, So one guy said on the same thing, "I kind of agree with you about tipping at the register, but do you tip your waiter and your Domino's driver? And what percent?"
A bunch.
Yeah, and so we responded to him. Yeah, average service for the waiter starts at 20%. Yeah, so we do tip people. We just don't tip at the register. And even I sometimes tip at the register. I don't even know if we covered that or not. But I do tip at the register. It just depends on how poor or rich I am.
9 chances out of 10, we're going to reply to your comment if you go on YouTube and comment on anything of our stuff.
Yeah,
any of our
we
stuff.
will comment, especially like when you say, "Who the hell is this idiot?"
Yeah, we'll comment on that.
I commented, "The idiot is here. What's up?" And nobody commented back. So
Matt may say something about you're making fun of his legs being gone. It's going to be hard to hurt our feelings, though, because we don't take ourselves too seriously. But we do not comment. There was one dude that mentioned us doing sexual acts to President Trump or something. I don't give that. But he also had a pentagram as his icon, his picture, his yeah. So I'm not going to comment on that kind of stuff.
yeah.
But it's fun.
It is fun.
We love the engagement.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Somebody told us to investigate George Soros. Is that how you say that? Soros, for
Soros.
treason against America.
Somebody literally recorded this, watched it, and then decided to post it online.
Yeah, that was a good comment.
And I said, and somebody chose to comment on that video. Idiot.
Oh, that's good.
I think my favorite comments have been, "Bruh, Dude got run over trying to finish a thought.
That's good. That's
And then the very next comment was, the men that I count as friends would never cut another man off in a conversation unless it is a life or death situation. It was very uncomfortable to watch him be blatantly disrespected like that and not check those two. Thank you, gentlemen.
What did I reply to that? Did I reply to that? I think
you said, no doubt we suck for that, but Matt dishes out his fair share as well. And then I said, this is what I deal with. No respect on this show. So shout out to Donkey Shins for the run over comment, and Arminius the Great.
Arminius the Great, let me tell you right now, yes, you've been interrupted before by your friends. You have.
Yeah.
If they're just normal dudes and you're not in some kind of a high society top hat wearing, vest, cardigan, tea club or something, gentlemanly. Isn't that right, Matt?
Oh, man.
Oh, I was listening. I wasn't trying to interrupt. I didn't know if you were done yet.
We did get a lot of play
Kind
on
sir, can you speak now?
On the using bathroom etiquette one as well. People do have a big opinion on what stall they go to.
I didn't think that there would be that big of an issue, but people are very opinionated about that.
For those of our listeners that are audio only, you may, if you want to engage or just say, what's your top three? I would love for people just to comment their top three on whatever top three we're covering in an episode.
Yeah.
You can't do that on Apple, right? I mean, it's just not like a comment section to go in and do that.
Yeah,
so
it's really not. You can leave us a review on Apple.
Jump over to YouTube and put it in there. Put it out there for the world to see. And if somebody calls you an idiot and a boomer for whatever your top three lists are, we'll come to your aid. And Matt will make it about his legs and shame the other person.
I can twist that so many different ways. You have no idea.
Literally, you can twist your leg so many different ways.
Literally.
All right. Well, that's good. Thank you for what's on your mind, Troy. Give us a good laugh about people making fun of us. And
yeah, it's good stuff, man. I love
fun with it.
Been having a lot of fun with that lately.
Keep it coming. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with the top three things you tell your younger self.
Are you driving traffic to your website? Do you have an engaging homepage? Better yet, does your homepage have a video? We recently created a video for a client about his business and the services they provide. Since he placed the video on the homepage of their website, he has had a number of clients specifically say they decided to use his services because of that video. At Trussell Media, we help businesses create engaging videos to host on their websites, email to clients, and use in their social media marketing. Contact us if you're interested in creating a video for your homepage today. TrussellMedia.com. Fill out the form at TrussellMedia.com/contact. Let us help you tell your story through video.
And we're back. Thank you for hanging with us through that commercial break. Thank you to our sponsor, Trussell Media.
Right on.
As we are in Trussell Media Studios. Matt,
downtown Wichita, Kansas.
Top three things you would tell yourself, younger self. Which apparently, Boomer, was a long time ago.
ages ago.
Boomer.
But I think I missed that Boomer cutoff date because I was not a baby boomer, which is where that name comes from for those.
My dad was a baby boomer.
My parents
were
boomers.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think my dad was. I think he was before that.
Nah.
Or is. Sorry, he's still with
so
us.
it was more of a popper?
No.
Not a boomer? I don't know. The number three thing that I would tell myself when I was younger, invest sooner.
Oh, okay.
Don't spend money on stupid stuff. You don't need it.
It's good advice.
You don't need junk just to have junk. You can invest and buy a lot more junk later on. But you don't need the junk right now.
Yeah.
And so I would tell myself to invest sooner because I'd be sitting even better than I am now, and that I started later than most, or maybe not later than most, but started later than I would have liked to. Number two, join the Marine Corps. I'd tell myself everything that happened to me, and I'd still tell myself, but you're going to want to join anyway. because the experiences and the lifelong friendships and the things that I've learned, and then everything that I've experienced post Marine Corps, would not have happened. And I don't know what I would do without those opportunities and experiences. So I would definitely tell myself to join again. I just might say go left instead of going right. But that would be the only difference that I would make.
Would you still be in? You'd be a lifer.
I took it 4 years at a time. I never wanted to commit myself to saying I'm going to do this for life, because as soon as I stopped enjoying it, which I've got a lot of buddies that have continued, and they're just like, I cannot wait for this to be over, because the deployment cycle's down. You're not gearing up, and everything's more garrison. So inspections and doing all the stupid stuff that we really didn't have to do a whole lot of, they're doing all of that now, and that's not fun. So I probably would have seen my way out, and if I still had both legs, would probably be, I don't know, I would have probably gotten out sooner and went for trying to kick for a team somewhere or played soccer somewhere. Yeah. That would have been that was my retirement plan, or my exit strategy from the Marine Corps, was to go try to play a professional sport. Yeah. Not anymore, bro.
Not anymore, bro.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, boom. That's it.
Might be going pro there. You never know.
Yeah.
And then
I got that figured out. Yeah.
Number one, trust your gut.
Okay.
And that goes for everything from when I was in the Marine Corps to prior to the Marine Corps. If you have a gut feel about something, that do what your gut is telling you to do.
Yeah.
And don't try to ignore it and try to outthink it. If there's a gut feel, listen to it. It's there for a reason. The biggest ones that come to mind for me right now are, obviously, I had a gut feel when I got blown up the first time. I had a gut feel when I got blown up the second time. And I'm very conscious and of my surroundings, and I see a lot of things, and I'm very good at picking things out and knowing things, but I'm not always good at
following through on what you feel.
Yeah, like I should really do this, because then I'm 10 steps ahead of the game instead of, trying to figure it out as the game's happening. So trust your gut. That'd be my number one thing that I tell my younger self.
All right.
Nice.
Troy. Top that.
Number 3. She's not worth it.
Ooh. Boy.
What?
Got him.
Loaded. We're just going to leave that one? We can move on?
We're just going to leave that. Well, I mean, there's a lot of past relationships that I wish hadn't happened.
Just making sure.
Whoa. Hey.
Valentine's Day is over, boys.
No, the relationship I'm in right now.
Just wasn't sure if there was any new developments in the Troy world.
No, the two.
Everybody but the one.
Okay. All right. Now we're clear.
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm just looking out for
completely worth it. The one in my life now. Yeah. Completely.
All right. Just, you got to make that clear, because
it ought to be pretty clear. It's clear. It was clear to me.
Yeah. She doesn't listen anyway.
Was it?
But it's clear.
Yeah. Okay.
It's clear.
You got to be clear.
All right. Number 2, practice harder. So for me, that's sports. I was given an opportunity to play college ball at a pretty low level, and the college that offered me a scholarship, I didn't want to go because it wasn't like a big college, and I wanted to go to a big college. I think if I'd have practiced and played harder, might have gotten a little better.
Got some looks.
Might have got some looks at a bigger college. So I'd tell my younger self to practice harder, because I did want to play in the bigger leagues, but yeah, I didn't want to go the slow route at a smaller college. So practice harder. And then number 1, save money and don't rack up debt.
That's a big one. I think that's a lot of people, because it's easy to rack it up when you're young. Yeah, just getting out on your own.
Yeah, it's easy to get it. It's easy to not, or hard to pay it off.
It's hard to get rid of it.
It's hard to pay it off. Yeah, because your discretionary income isn't enough to get on top of it.
I mean, don't sign, if you're a freshman in college, they got those people, the credit card people are on your campus.
Don't do it for a T-shirt.
Yeah, they'll give you a T-shirt or a gift card to Chick-fil-A or whatever it is. Like, don't do it. Save yourself.
That's like the taste.
Yeah, it is.
It's like the taste.
Oh, they got to get you in there.
Here's a taste.
Yep.
Free money.
So, yep, that's it.
All right. My number 3, pursue writing. I had a little bit of a creative streak with some music and,
Like writing music?
not like notes, but like songs or books or, this pursue, there's times I'm like, I'm going to journal this, I'm going to write that. And it was good. Then I just like, forget it. It's a waste of time. I shouldn't have done that.
Your band name could be Chet GPT.
ChatGPT. I don't necessarily want to perform. I'm not talented enough to perform.
Just write. You're talented enough to speak on things, though. So if you wrote a book, you could go on tour speaking about it.
I would not.
Anybody can write a book.
To listen to Chet. Good.
I wouldn't charge for you. You'd be my security.
I'd be free.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Or you'd warm up the crowd.
I'd be your jester.
You get them pumped up.
Have the bells.
Yeah. Anybody can write a book, though.
Oh, can they?
Anybody can.
Oh, okay.
Chet with Chet GPT.
Chet GPT. Just get on Chet GPT and I'll write you a book.
Here's the deal. I got a book coming up that I'm going to try to write. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to transcribe to you, and then you just lay it all out, okay?
Yeah, you tell me what you want. I'll put it down.
Okay.
You write better than me anyway.
Yeah, but I don't want to sit and write the whole thing out. I want
You
somebody.
see
I
how
want
quickly he was like, yeah, you're right. I write better.
Yeah, I
than you.
do.
I want to talk.
Yeah.
And then have you write what I want.
Did you know you could dictate into text?
Yeah, but text doesn't always predict what I'm actually trying to say. Like it gets stuff wrong.
That's okay.
If you
have editors.
If you get it
Yeah,
wrong,
that's what I was going to say. That's why you have an editor.
All right.
I got to figure that whole process
Number
out.
2, don't goof off 100% of the time. It kind of goes to your theme of practice harder.
Now, go ahead.
What?
I just don't see you as goofing off 100% of the time.
Dude.
You didn't know Chet in college.
I spent a number of years in college not applying myself.
You've heard him and Broughton talk about
Well, yeah, and I heard about
stories. That's like all the
Doom
time.
and hooking up the
Yeah.
that's kind of goofing off, but I mean that's kind of
Yeah.
part of college is being creative and
Yeah, but there's some people that were like, hey, because I did all of that goofing off, now I need to buckle down and do such and such. I was like, hey, I did all that goofing off and that was a lot of fun. I'm going to go goof off a little bit more.
I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, this is great. Well, it's midnight. Oh, dude, let's go play some basketball. Oh, don't you have 8:00 class? Yeah, but who cares? That kind of stuff. And not just there. There's all kinds of places where if you just focus more and apply yourself, different things will turn out differently. And I'd say, yeah, don't do as much of that. It's definitely goof off, but just not as much. And number 1, be confident. Earlier in my life, like and maybe it would have been a bad thing, but I think my confidence in myself and my career, my capabilities and all that it was a very slow start. And for no other reason other than just, shy kid, introvert, whatever else. But hey, you be confident now, like start now.
It's funny how that some people have that and then some people attain it.
Yeah.
And even if they're not confident, they act confident and they speak confidently because they know what they're talking. It's weird because I'm the same way. I'm pretty step backish and just kind of observe and don't say a whole lot. And more and more recently, it's like I've had enough, and I'm going to speak up and say what I want to say. And I don't care what anybody thinks.
It comes from a couple different places. I mean, just there's things that you actually perform over time, and you're like, yeah, I have confidence in
Now
this.
I'm good at it. Yeah.
But ultimately, and this gets into some of the like how people perceive you or what. There's things that happen outside of your control. I mean, let's talk about how many people lost their job in COVID that had nothing to do with their performance, right? Who cares? Like, you're going to be okay, And I've learned that through my faith. Like, really, am I depending upon this job or this situation or living in a bigger house in a bigger neighborhood, is that what I'm depending upon for me to be successful and happy in my life? And it's not. So at any point in my life, I shouldn't behave like that matters more than it really does, you know? So having confidence in that too, I think is a good one. All right. Was that my number one? That was my number one.
Good stuff.
So we're going to move on to Matt with our good word.
So strangely enough, and we say this all the time, but this was not planned. And it wasn't.
Especially coming from you, because you don't plan or prepare.
However, I did plan for this one. I sat down and wrote it out. And because I've been frustrated lately with some different things going on, and it's a new experience for me that I'm learning how to navigate, and I'm trying to do it as delicately and as diplomatically as possible, while not coming out and just being the blunt Marine that is like, you know what, I don't care, we're going to do it my way, and that's the way it's going to be, and here's how it's going to be done, and learning to maybe work with a group better instead of just trying to control everything. And so I've had a really hard time because there's a lot of stuff that I've just been very, very frustrated, and I've wanted to come out and verbally just bash, like crush souls, because it's like, and because that's what, I'm Marine Corps. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to get, butt hurt. Nobody's going to get offended. Everybody's going to be like, oh, they're going to.
He's laid out clearly.
Yeah, they're going to take
no uncertain terms.
Yeah, they're going to take it and be like, okay, this is what we need to do, and this is how it's going to be. And they know that I don't mean that in a, it's like I hate you and I never want to talk to you again or anything like that. It's just like, I'm right, you're wrong, fix it because I'm in charge. And, the civilian world does not work that way.
No.
And it reminds me of those memes of, here's my version of saying something in a meme, and then here's Chet and his translation of how to say it in civilian terms, And so I've been thinking about that a lot. And so I stumbled across Proverbs 15:1, and it says, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." And so I've really been trying to remain calm. And if I am getting upset and there's something that I really want to say, because, I care about everybody that I work with. I care about everybody that I interact with. And I don't want to say something in anger that's going to, or say something that's going to make them mad, harsh word that they're going to reply in anger, because then their harsh words create more harsh words, and then it's just a battle. And so step back and, take stock of the situation, I guess, and really kind of look at everything and what everything means, what matters, what doesn't matter, and why it doesn't matter or why it does matter, and really focus on those things instead of kind of getting buried in details that ultimately don't even really concern me. Right.
Yeah.
And the end result's going to be the same. And if I can make some people happy, and, and if that's me just saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to step back.
I'm going to let it not go my way.
I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let it go. And because ultimately we all have the same goal. We're all trying to get to the same place. We just have different ways that we want to get there. And so I was like, I'm not going to say anything. And stumbling across that verse has really helped, because then I think about that and I'm like, how would it, and it sounds cheesy, but what would Jesus actually do in this situation? And because he's not going to use a harsh word. He's going to be, hey,
he wouldn't take somebody's soul.
Yeah. He wants it, but not in that way.
He wouldn't crush it.
He wouldn't crush the soul.
Yeah.
And so I was like, maybe I don't need to be like that. And it's a painful lesson for me. It's a very tough lesson for me, because I'm just so used to, this is how it's going to be. This is what I want done, and this is how I'm going to do it. And then everybody just does it because that's the way I want it, and that's not always the way things happen. So I'm really trying to take that verse to heart and be more gentle with my answers. And hopefully that keeps the anger from other people getting mad at me for the way that I act away.
Yeah.
So that's a good word. Gentle answers, I guess, would be the good word.
Proverbs 15:1.
Proverbs 15:1.
That is a great word, and I appreciate you sharing some of the stuff you're going through. We all struggle with that. And we typically, the animal instinct, right? So have you guys ever looked at the experiments, or you've seen it on the playground? Like you walk up to your buddy and you punch him in the shoulder, and he's like, what'd you do that for? Or if you walk up to your same buddy and punch him in the shoulder and take off running, he'll chase you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just because you start running that they feel the need to chase, right? And I think that harsh answer is going to create harsh answers. So
Right.
if you come back gently, then
I've
it breaks it down.
Yeah, and it's not easy at all. For me, maybe really easy, and I know there's a lot of people that seems to come easy for, and it may not.
Maybe it's learned and practiced.
And that's what it takes.
Yeah.
Because I've seen so many people, and I'm like, how did you hear that and respond so calmly, so professionally, not get upset, and just be like, hey, here's the way it is. Here's the way I see it. We don't see eye to eye, but let's work on this to get it done. And all of a sudden, all the doors open up and everybody celebrates and everybody's having a good time. And it's always been weird to me because that's not my nature. So it's got to be practiced and it's got to be learned. So that's what I'm working on. Trying to do better in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good deal. Thanks. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in to Hardheaded Podcast. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to the Hardheaded Podcast. Don't forget to share this podcast with others to help us get the word out.
Also, if you haven't yet, please rate and review the show. This helps our podcast show up in other people's suggested shows that may or may not have listened to us before.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.